please leave a one in the chat. If you can hear me clearly, kindly leave a one in the chat. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Isasa. Good evening. Can you hear me? Just to confirm. All right, thank you. So good evening, everybody. I hope we're doing okay today. Welcome to Analytics project showcase session, okay? So our project showcase session is usually where our participants of Analytics come to showcase projects that they have worked on within a period of time in Analytics. So that's what we're going to be doing today, all right? I have with me Isasa Agbonlahor and my humble self. All right. So I'm Priscilla and I'll be moderating the session today. Hi, Isasa. So we'll get straight into it. But before we get into it, I'd like to know where you are joining us from. So I'm Priscilla and I'm joining in from Lagos, Nigeria. Just let me know where you are joining in from. Just leave that in the chat so that we can pick it up from there. Okay. One of the beauty of sessions like this is you get to be in the same space as people from all over the world. You know, you get to connect, you know, meet different people. And it's actually a beauty to build. Our tech has made us gather together in just one platform, you know, with people all over the world. So we have Pearl from Ghana, Tamale from Ghana as well. I have Augustine from Manchester, Michelle from Scotland, Joseph from UK, Del from Brazil. You see, that's the beauty of sessions like this. You get to be in the same spaces. I'm in Lagos, Nigeria, and I have somebody from USA, somebody from Texas, somebody in Abuja, somebody in Ghana, and I'm in the same space with them, all right? It's one very interesting thing to be in sessions like this, okay? So like I mentioned, this session is brought to you by Analytics, and it's a project showcase session. So today we have Geraldine Ikelemu, we have Lucas Adeola, we have Lekon Ogundele and Olushola Oyinlola. They'll be taking us through the project they've worked on individually, all right? But before we jump into it, I'd like to give you a brief intro of who we are at Analytics and what we do. So I'll share my slide now, and please, Isasa, as soon as you can see my slide, you can unmute to let me know that you can see my slide. Yes, can you see this now?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. So yes, this is a project showcase session, okay? But like I've mentioned, you get to see projects that our participants have worked on. And what would we be doing today? So the first thing we'll be doing today is to see the projects done by some of our participants, right? And then you get to understand the 4 different tech areas that we'll be focusing on today, which is HR analytics, financial analytics, cybersecurity, and the Scrum program. So you get to understand how this career, what's the roadmap for these career paths, and how you can get started in these career paths. And then we also get to tell you about our upcoming course, which starts on the 8th of June, 2024. All right, so who are we at Analytics? What do we do at Analytics? So we're a leading educational technology company, and our focus is on providing specialized training in technology skills and delivering comprehensive data consulting services. All right, so with over 4 years of building talent for the technology workforce, we have been able to help over 2,000 plus participants transition from the classroom into their first tech role, you know, across USA, across UK, Europe, Canada, and Africa as well, right? So we're committed to making the technology sector more accessible through premium experiential training in data analytics, HR, finance, cybersecurity, and the Scrum Master. And we are able to do this with amazing facilitators, which bring to bear a wealth of experience. So they're not just teaching you off of head knowledge, they're bringing to you their wealth of experience. And that ensures that you get maximum value from all of our programs. All right, so like I mentioned, tonight's session is going to be me and my colleague, Isasa. So who is Isasa? Isasa is a seasoned technology professional with over 3 years of diverse experience spanning data analytics, business analysis, power platform development, and more recently, predictive AI engineering. Currently, he's a senior data associate here at Analytics, and he's also the program lead for the business analysis program, right? So he has been able to cultivate a rich background in various roles, such as being a data analyst for a marketing and strategy company. He's also a business analyst for a fintech, and then a power platform developer, right? So he operates as a consultant and freelancer, actively contributing to digital transformation initiatives. During his time or while here at Analytics, he has trained over 1,500 participants, right, further solidifying expertise in the field. So the next here is my humble self, Priscilla. All right, so Asisa, please, can you still see my slide?
No. Okay, yeah. So we can see a slide now. It just moved. You're good to go.
All right, so yeah, I'm Priscilla, and I'm actually a passionate educator and tech enthusiast with over 2 years of experience cutting across the blockchain technology and data analytics, right? Currently, I'm a data associate at Analytics, and my experience span across being a data analyst for a fashion brand where I do data entry and helping them visualize their sales report and all of that. So I've also worked as a crypto educator for a blockchain club, and I'm also a budding front-end engineer, all right? So I've been able to onboard and helped over 500 participants transition into tech successfully. So that being said, we're going to delve into our session today. But before we get started, I just like to interact with everybody. So there's this common saying that it is sections that you interact in that you actually remember. So if you probably attended a session and you never said anything, it will be hard for you to remember anything that was said. So I'd like to know now, would you prefer if you were offered a tech role, would you prefer a remote role or an on-site role? Just leave that for me in the chat. Which of those would you prefer? A remote role or an on-site role? Let me see your response. Oh, Isisa says remote forever. Justida says remote as well. Dumomi says remote. Binaibi says hybrid. So who else? Okay, remote. So yes, the remotes are actually having it because I mean, the flexibility that a remote role offers you cannot be compared. Okay, so it also gives you this work-life balance, and then you are able to work with international companies in the comfort of your apartment or your workspace. Some of us actually prefer hybrid, which is also fantastic, you know. So yes, we're going to delve into today's session. Thank you so much for interacting with me, and first of all, we have Geraldine Ikelemu in the house, and she's actually a HR analytics participant with Analytics. She's going to be taking us through a recruitment tracking project. All right. Hi, Geraldine. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hi, Priscilla. Hi, Isosa. Yeah.
Hello, Jordan.
The SQL
How are you
guru
doing?
himself.
Hi, Geraldine. Welcome. How are you doing?
Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining in from.
Yeah.
It's a delight to be here. Thank you. Do I have the floor?
Yes. Can we get to see you if you don't mind?
My tired self. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome. I really do appreciate you for taking our time to join us today.
Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to spotlight you now, and then you can take us through a project you've worked on.
Okay. Hi, everyone. It's a great delight to be here to share some of the projects. In fact, we have done a lot, but one of the projects that I've been able to do as a trainee, as a participant in 10 Analytics. Okay. My journey with 10 Analytics has been an interesting one. It stemmed from a passion, a desire, just like everyone, most people, I believe, on this call, searching to switch into tech, or you are already there and you want to do something deeper and learn more, and you have found yourself here today. That was also the drive that brought me to this, in contact with 10 Analytics, and it's been an amazing journey. So I'm going to quickly delve into what I have to present tonight. I'm joining in from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria. All right. So Priscilla, I can share my slide now, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Can everyone see my slide?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. Okay. So Geraldine Ekelemo is a public affairs / communication professional coach, professional and life coach, and a HR analytics trainee with 10Analytics, like I've already said. My journey to tech started in February 2024 this year, actually. And this is like the third, fourth month into the training, and it's been an amazing journey. And having been trained by these best hands, some of them are on this call this evening, you know, on several projects and taking us through some of the live classes, the Watch Me Do It videos in Excel, Power BI, SQL, and HR analytics. I can say confidently that my confidence level in tech has improved a whole lot. I came in with zero, basically zero knowledge about what this tech thing is all about. And today, I am a better person for it. So I will be talking about, I'll be talking about a recruitment tracking role as a HR analyst. One of the many roles of a HR analyst is actually recruitment tracking. You have that of onboarding, you have compensation, you have several other dynamics, you know, the people operations analyst. There are lots of roles embedded in HR analytics. But one of the major roles is the role of recruitment tracking. And this role involves using data to follow the journey of potential candidates from the application stage to the onboarding stage. And the essence is to optimize and streamline the hiring process, you know, bring it into a stage where everything is streamlined, everything can be traced, you can actually, from the start point, you can detect what the outcome of that recruitment process is willing to offer or is going to produce on the other end. So the goal is not just to gather numbers, but to also transform this raw data into actionable insights, providing a roadmap for making informed decisions in the recruitment domain. And let me say this, in tech generally, when you have to do with HR, whether it's data analytics, whether it's financial analytics, it is simply looking at the available data sets that are, you know, readily available to you, looking at them critically to make the endpoint is usually to make an informed decision in whatever domain you're gathering those data from. Okay, so what are some of these tracking? When you find yourself tracking the recruitment roles, what will you be doing, or what are you expected to do? One of them is data collection. You will have to pay attention to gathering and organizing relevant data that are related to the positions that are open, the candidates that have applied, and taking note of their profiles, the application sources, where are we getting those candidates from? Those information should be documented. That is the data collection stage. And remember, I told us in the last slide that the purpose is not just to gather this data, it is to help you make informed recruitment decision, hiring decision, so that you're sure of what and who you are hiring and all of that. When you've gathered these data, you are so expected to analyze them using statistical and analytical techniques to derive meaningful insights from those recruitment data. So you don't just gather them and just keep them there. You should analyze them, segment them. That is when you can see the information that will not just jump at you on the first sight of those data. Now, the next thing you do is reporting. That is also another role or activity associated with tracking role. You have to report, be efficient in communicating your findings to stakeholders through comprehensive reports, aiding informed decision-making and all of that. I'm laying this background so that you understand the essence of this particular dimension of HR analytics, okay? So the next thing also, the next aspect of this role is continuous improvement. As a HR recruitment tracking officer, if there is any role like that, okay, you should also be able to identify areas for enhancement, and you should recommend strategies to optimize the recruitment life cycle in the organization you find yourself. So when you've communicated your findings, it is expected that you don't just throw the problem or the findings to the stakeholders, whether they are management, whether they're internal or external. You should be able to also make valuable recommendations to optimize the process and the recruitment life cycle as a whole. Why is this necessary? You need the recruitment tracking role or activity or assignment for data-driven hiring decisions. I mentioned that earlier. Efficiency boost in all aspects of the recruitment process is also a thing. If you don't have this tracked, if you don't have this segmented, if you don't have this in an organized data form, and where you can easily refer back to, most aspects of the hiring process will not be efficient. The truth is, let me also quickly add here, no matter how tech we all go in future, there will still be that human component of every job we do. There will still be people. There will still be people behind the technology, the innovations, and all of that. So it is necessary. Recruitment tracking is necessary for efficiency boost in all aspects of the recruitment process. Then it is also needed for budget-friendly recruitment. If you don't have recruitment tracking system in your organization, the truth is you may be spending, be in that cycle of spending more, and money that could be channeled to some other valuable aspect of running your organization. And then you also spend this money. At the end, you're not getting quality candidates that you are looking for. And that takes me to the next point or next benefit, which is quality over quantity. So when you track the recruitment and hiring process, you look out for which of these channels, which of these sources, which of these processes produces or yields the quality candidates that we want. If I have a job posting on some social media handles or on LinkedIn, and I find out that or Glassdoor, and I find that each time I analyze the candidates coming in through LinkedIn, I don't get the quality. Yes, I may have thousands or hundreds of thousands applications coming in from there, but I don't get quality of hire that I want. I will have to reconsider using that particular source. So this is what recruitment tracking helps you to do. You're able to identify which sources gives my organization the quality hire and candidates that we are looking for. It also helps with positive candidate experience. When recruitment processes are tracked, candidates, because both the communication system is improved on what the time to respond to the emails and the applications, all of that comes into it. So there are much more reasons or benefits, if you may, that are associated with recruitment training, but I need to move this forward. Now, in the course of my training between February and now, like I said, I've been able to do a lot of projects, courtesy of my trainers, and they have really done a good job, you know. But one of them that I worked on that speaks on this recruitment tracking project is a project from Novocore Technology. They tried to, they're technology and a fast-growing tech firm, and at the forefront of innovation and expansion with a surge in business demands and ambitious growth targets. The company recognizes the critical need to optimize its talent acquisition process. As a response to this challenge, Novocore has decided to embark on a journey toward implementing a robust recruitment tracker system to enhance the efficiency of their hiring process. Okay, so this is where they found this organization found itself. They are expanding, they are gaining more grounds, they are innovating, and there is need for them to also optimize their talent acquisition process, which is also the recruitment tracking system. And they had called on HR analysts to handle some of these, to achieve that, help them achieve that objective. What is actually their current challenge? One of them is manual tracking issue. So they've been trying to track this manually, and it has led to a lot of data discrepancies, increased processing time, and inefficiency. You know, that is one of the challenges. They're also experiencing communication gap, leading to delays and lack of transparency in the recruitment process. They are also having the challenge of data fragmentation. Data fragmentation, they have their data in different places. There is no centralized system that houses all their recruitment information and documents. So, and this has led to difficulty in deriving meaningful insights and making data-driven decisions. Okay, so how does, sorry, a minute, please. Okay, so as a HR analyst faced or given this task from Novocore Limited, what are the steps that I took to solve their recruitment tracking challenge? The first one was I downloaded the database from SQL. When I started, you heard me greet Isosa especially. He was actually one of my our trainers, and we struggled a bit, especially with this SQL. But today, I'm no longer that afraid of SQL. All right. So the database came in SQL format, and I had to download that and connected it to Power BI. All right. On Power BI, I transformed this data and calculated some DAX measure, like what was the total number of candidates that applied, total number of applications, total number of offer, what was the hiring time frame, and all of that. So we have been taught how to do all those calculations on Power BI, and that was exactly what I did. The next step was to develop an interactive dashboard and report to visualize the recruitment metrics and publish them on Power BI services. All right, I did that, and I also performed in-depth analysis using Power BI to extract actionable insights. I'll be showing us the actual work I did in the subsequent slide. All right, and then I generated recommendations to optimize the recruitment process. Now, this is the tracking dashboard I developed for Novocore Tech. All right. So I'm going to also give us some insights from this dashboard. So the data set contains 3,000 candidates who applied for the job roles that were opened. Now we had about 300 open roles. This speaks, there are so many questions about this number of roles anyway, but we'll get to it, all right? Now I also analyzed the cost per hire. What is the total cost to hire one employee for Novocore Tech, all right? And it amounts to 412 euro for just one employee. What is the offer of acceptance rate? The offer of acceptance rate is 44%, not too fantastic. There is also an insight here. We'll find out why. There may be so many reasons why this offer rate is a bit below even 50%. What's the average time to hire an employee? And that comes to approximately 8 days. Now, the average time to fill an open role came to 34 days, all right? We also have the candidate experience rating. So when you're tracking recruitment process, it's also good to calculate or take note or give that survey to find out what are the candidates' experience about the whole recruitment process is like. Is it hectic? What is the communication like? Are they up to date? How long does it take them to respond to an email and all of that? Okay, now we analyze the job open roles by job title. Then from here we find that the product designer had more roles open for employment, and the least of them is the managerial role. Okay, time to fill, that's in days by job title, indicates that software engineers took like 36 days to fill the open role for software engineer. You have 35, 34, and then the least is the HR analyst. So my role somehow was easier for them to fill, or took shorter time. The cost of hire by recruiter name. So these are the recruiters. How much does it cost the company to engage each of these recruiters to get this job done? So Bob has the highest, and that's about 291,000 euro. That's quite huge. And the least of them is Eve, and the cost of hire by this.
Yeah, hello, Dr. Dane. Can you still hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, my time is up.
Yes, could you just quickly wrap up in 2 minutes? Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. So I'll leave this alone. Let me go to where I'm almost done anyway. So I have highlighted most of those number of hires. Okay, they tracked, this is 3,000 applications that came in. How many came in for on-site interview? 2,056. Number of offers, 1,000 plus. Number of hires at the end of the day, 543, and the rest of them. We have number of rejections. I'm running now. Rejection by candidates, by company, source of hire, cost of hire. I've said that earlier. Time to fill. I've mentioned that job roles. I've also mentioned that. So these are some of the insights I could draw from this particular project. What are my recommendations? Now Novocore, I recommended that Novocore should build talent pipelines for key positions to have ready to fill candidates. They should utilize technology like applicant tracking system, ATS, We should be aware of that now to improve efficiency and reduce time and cost. Implement internal hiring system to reduce external hiring cost. Review work conditions to reduce attrition, employee turnover rate, and improve acceptance rate as well. Renegotiate competitive rates with recruiters to reduce cost of hire. Maintain transparent and timely communication with candidates throughout the recruitment process to improve candidates' experience. Yes, this is not too bad. It's 3.0, but it can be better. So these are some of my recommendations to Novocore Technology. And if they do this, I believe they will be on their way to a great organizational experience and recruitment tracking experience. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. This looks really fantastic. So one would think that the conventional HR in our companies, you just tell them when you need to leave office or you need to go on leave, that's what their role is about. But seeing an HR analyst play with data and actually visualize data is something intriguing and interesting. So if I got you right, you actually queried a database, and then brought it to Power BI, and you were able to go through some data transformation and data cleaning process and then visualize it. This is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Geraldine.
Thank you, Tenalytics. I am super proud of you guys. Thank you.
Proud to have you here. Welcome. Thank you so much. So we're going to move on to the next participants from cybersecurity. Okay, and hello, Lekon. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hello, Priscilla.
Good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. Just going to share my camera. I hope you can see me.
Yes, I can see you now. So quickly, if you could walk us through the project you've been able to come up with over time in Tenalytics. I know that you're a Scrum Master participant, correct?
Yes.
All right. So please just quickly walk us through what you've been able to come up with.
Okay, just a moment.
So while you're trying to share your screen, could you briefly tell us what Scrum Masters do?
Okay, that's part of my presentation. Just a moment.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Share. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see now.
Okay.
So please, 10 minutes, just quickly walk us through.
Don't worry, I'll be very quick. Good evening, everyone. As you mentioned, my name is Leko Gudele. So I was one of the Scrum Master quads for February. And what we're looking at, our main project was, we did about 2 projects, but the main project we worked on was the employee self-service portal for a company called Blue Tech. So what do I do as a Scrum Master? So my role in the team was to act as a Scrum Master, and my main purpose as a Scrum Master is to be responsible for establishing Scrum and championing all the Scrum theories and principles. Also to facilitate Scrum events. Also remove impediments from any impediments for the Scrum team. Just looking at this, I've kind of done an infographic just to explain what the Scrum framework looks like. A quick overview of it. So we have various Scrum events. We have 5 Scrum events, and one of the first Scrum event is the sprint. So what the sprint is it acts as a capsule for the other 4 events. So the sprint is an iteration for each product you want to release. So for example, you're trying to develop a product, for each iteration you're creating. The thing about Scrum is we're creating iteration in chunks. So what we did was to So basically what we do is to use different events. So our 5 events are the sprint planning, daily scrum, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. So these are all contained within the sprint. The sprint planning is where we look at our various items that we want to work on during the sprint. Basically just plan everything we need to do during the sprint, how we want to work, estimate the work we're doing. Then our daily scrum is kind of daily update meeting to discuss what we've done the previous day, what we're going to do today, and if there's any impediments to be removed. So it's normally time boxed. Most of the scrum events are time boxed, and the daily scrum is normally time scrum to about 15 minutes. Then this happens during the sprint. So for example, if you have a 2-week sprint, which is about 10 working days, each day you update the team on what each member of the team updates the team on what they've done. Then we have the sprint review, which happens towards the end of the sprint. So when we've finished on the sprint backlog and everything we're going to do, we kind of now present it to the larger stakeholder. So that will involve the Scrum team as well as the company stakeholders, and demonstrate the work we've done. Then the sprint retrospective is normally a meeting that we'll just have within the Scrum team to discuss what went well during the sprint, what we could improve on, so lessons learned basically, and what we could improve on in the next sprint. So the difference between this method of projects management and waterfall is a serial system, sequential. So you move from one step to you move from initiation to testing to to all the different steps. But within Scrum, all we do is create all these steps in little chunks so that we can create value at every sprint. So like I mentioned earlier, the Scrum team consists of the Scrum Master, myself, the product owner, and the developers. The developers just represent all the different skills within the team. For example, you have the software developer, you have the testers, you have the business analysts, and so forth. Then also we have Scrum artifacts. So this represents the documentation we are doing in Scrum. So the product backlog represents all the requirements that we work on. So where we gather requirements, in normal traditional projects, you have to gather requirements. So within Scrum, we have an artifact called product backlog, where we gather all our requirements in terms of user stories. And then this product backlog is now moved into the sprint backlog. So we select few items from this product backlog to commit to within the sprint backlog. Then at the end of it, we have our increment. Then we also have we generate various reports within Scrum as well to see how the sprint went. I will give a quick demonstration of it towards the end if there's time. So our main project focus, like I mentioned earlier, was the Blue Sea Tech, which is a company that is rapidly expanding, and they're looking into moving from a manual system of working to more digitalized system. And so our project brief is to address these challenges by creating an employee self-service portal and a notification system that help streamline their process and improve their data accuracy, and also enhance communication within organization. We also, some of the requirements is also to create a central repository for managing all the employee documents within the portal. So the key areas that we focused on in the project. So as during the internship, what we did, or the work we did for analytics, is we were divided into like 4 Scrum teams. And so we had 6 key requirements there. We were looking at user authentication and authorization, employee information system, so where you keep all the employee data, leave requests and approval workflow, document management system, notification system, and reporting and analytics. My team that I led, we worked on document management system and reporting and analytics. So I'll demonstrate that to you. Let's just make it. See. So I'll demonstrate that at the end. So this was what we were able to come up with through collaboration with various teams. So we had the user authentication. Now you get onto the system. So obviously you require a username and password to be on the system. Then you have the employee information management, where all the employee details are in. And within, on the left side of it, within that page, you have leave application, payroll, documents. And also this document management system here allows you to upload various documents onto the system. So for example, employee pay slips, key information as well. Then in terms of the reporting and analytics side of things as well, we're able to create a dashboard that links to Power BI and gives various information. For example, you can see the number of employees in the company at any time, the number of departments, the number of roles within the company, highest pay. So this is a managerial tool, really. So depending on what a specific manager wants, you can create reports for that. I'm just going to, do I still have time, Priscilla?
Well, yeah, you still have 3 minutes.
Okay, let me quickly just change what I'm showing. Okay, are you able to see my screen now? See my screen here?
Yes.
Okay, so the tool we use basically is Jira to run the project. And for example, I mentioned earlier on that we had a product backlog. So this is where we add our product backlog. So all the information required for each, for the document management system and for the reporting and analytics page. Then we also, and this kind of shows all the backlog items that we're able to complete within the project. So everything we worked on, different user stories that we worked on. For example, the folder management system, document search, and this was done. So we assigned different story points to them, and this was completed as well. And you can see Esosa here was our developer on the team, and was able to give us a good product at the end. Then in terms of reporting, you can go to the reports page to find out how we performed through various through the sprints. So for example, we have the burn down chart and the amount of work we committed to, and now we're able to complete it within the time frame. And also we have a velocity report that shows how the team performed within each sprint. And yeah, so that is it basically from the project we're able to create. So what I've learned from this really is, because I have an IT background, and I've been trying to get into Scrum Mastering for a while. I've actually done my certification, but what I got from Tenalytics is the opportunity to go through an internship to have a first-hand experience of actually the project. and not just talking in theory. So what I've been able to learn on the project is learn about Jira, learn about how you manage a team, a Scrum team really, or you lead a Scrum team because you don't really manage, it's self-managing team. And also how to look at different reports and deliver value. So I hope this was useful to you guys. So that's it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lekon. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, Lekon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
All right. Thank you so much for taking our time to share this with us. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, just one question before you jump off. What interests you most about being the Scrum Master?
What interests me, so basically I've always been interested in projects and being involved in implementation, making like bringing things from conception to implementation really, and to be part of that project, to be part of a team that delivers value. So that's one of the things that interested me in Scrum Mastering, and it allows the thing about Scrum Mastering as well is allows every member of the team to be independent, to bring their expertise on board without any particular person kind of directing. So it allows for collaboration, which is quite good.
All right. Thank you so much for taking our time to grace us with your presence today. That was a beautiful presentation. Thank you so much, Lekon. So we're going to move on to the cybersecurity participants, and that's Lucas Adeola. Hi, Lucas. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Lucas. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Always doing great.
Right. Certainly. So please walk us through what you have for us in 10 minutes.
All right, I'm going to rush through the slides because I do need to do some onboard working. So please, let me just share my screen. One sec, please.
So while Lucas is sharing his screen, one thing that interests me about Project Showcase session is, as a beginner, you get to learn. Sorry, Catherine, can you hear me now? Hi,
Let me know.
Catherine. Can you hear me, Lucas?
I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can hear you. So I was saying that one thing that interests me about sessions like this is, as a beginner, you get to see projects that you would work on if you eventually choose to go for the cybersecurity tech path, the HR analytics path, the Scrum path, or the financial analytics path, right? Or even if you have knowledge already, you get to have idea of what to work on. You learn the processes to take, okay? So that's one thing that interests me about Project Showcase session. And yes, Lucas's slide is up already, and he's going to be talking us through a project on cyber tech solutions.
Woo.
Lucas, please have the floor.
All right. So basically, I'm just going to read through the slide. So let me know. Can everybody see my slide?
Yes, I can.
All right. So this is a case study, cyber tech solutions, and this is my introduction. So I joined Analytics in March and has learned a lot in the cybersecurity program. As cybersecurity student at Analytics, I've gained valuable knowledge and hands-on experience in safeguarding digital assets, ensuring data integrity, and implementing robust security measures. Through the comprehensive curriculum, I've developed skills in threat detection, incident response, risk mitigation, and security architecture design. My studies have provided me with a strong foundation in network security, penetration testing, vulnerability assessment, and compliance management. I'm eager to apply my newly acquired expertise in a professional setting and contribute to the protection of organizations against cyber threats. So that's a short brief about Lucas. So we're presented with the business problem that we worked on at Tenalytics. So we had the Cybertech Solutions, a leading cybersecurity consulting firm, which has been hired by a large financial institution to address persistent network performance issues and potential security vulnerabilities. The financial institution has a complex network infrastructure with multiple subnets, servers, and hundreds of workstations across various departments. The IT team at the financial institution has been struggling to pinpoint the root cause of intermittent network slowdowns, connectivity issues, and suspected security breaches. They lack the necessary tools and expertise to effectively monitor and analyze network traffic, making it challenging to identify and resolve these problems properly. And as a network analyst, we've been tasked with providing a comprehensive solution to monitor the network, troubleshoot performances, issues, and detect potential security threats. So the potential business solution deployed was 1, network baseline analysis. Capture and analyze network traffic using Wireshark to establish a baseline understanding of normal network behavior, including protocol usage, bandwidth consumption, and traffic patterns. B, identify potential bottlenecks, misconfigured devices, or inefficient network protocols that may be contributing to performance issues. The second aspect we deployed was network performance monitoring. Now, the first aspect was that we implement continuous network monitoring using Wireshark to track real-time network traffic and quickly identify anomalies or deviations from the established baseline. B, utilize Wireshark's filtering and analysis capabilities to isolate specific network segments, applications, or protocols that may be causing performance degradation. Now, I'm going to walk you through Wireshark. So give me a sec. I need to launch the program itself. Pardon me. Can everybody still see my screen? So can anybody see my screen, please? Let me know if you can see my screen, please.
Yes, I can.
Thank you so much. So this is Wireshark. It's a cybersecurity tool, one of the cybersecurity tool that we learned how to use this at Tenalytics, and it's been proficient. It's been wonderful. I've been, using it to solve a lot of situations that has to do with cyber security issues. Now, I'm just going to stick to one particular.
Alexa, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It looks like, yes, I can hear you. We can still see the slide, not the Wireshark application.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you for helping me. Yeah, so
yeah.
Can you see Wireshark now?
So you might want to stop
loading.
worrying.
It's loading now. Can you see it now? This is Wireshark. Can you let me know if you can see it?
Yes, Lucas, I can see it.
Thank you so much. All right, so this is Wireshark, is a cybersecurity tool that's used by cybersecurity analysts such as myself. I love Wireshark because it's very it's like a CID kind of software. Okay, so let's take for example. So I'm just going to launch afresh right now. So I'm going to stop with this one. So I'm going to start a fresh capturing. Now, when you want to capture with Wireshark, you have the option of capturing all these interfaces and networks, all right, on the system. Like we said, we're trying to figure out what's going on with the company. Why are they having intermittent network issues and stuff like that? So I'm just going to deselect, so if you see here, you see traffic. This is traffic coming into, the network. So with this, I can capture what's going on the network. So I'm just going to deselect. I'm going to leave Wi-Fi. which I'm currently using, and I'm going to deselect so that Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 2. So then I click on my Wi-Fi and I start capturing. Or I was capturing before, so So now you can see now this may look to people very strange, but what this software is doing is that it's monitoring what is going on the Wi-Fi network. So with Wireshark, I can place Wireshark to monitor the incoming data that's coming from my network provider. I can place Wireshark to monitor the systems within the organization. I can place Wireshark to monitor the data or information going outside the organization. Okay, now let's narrow it down. Let's say the internet is slow, is having intermittent breaks frequently. Now I can use Wireshark to determine what's going on with the network. And that's why I chose the Wi-Fi before I started. All right. Now my Wireshark is capturing right now. Okay. And let me put it this way. So let's say you subscribe for a 10 gig per month data service from your service provider, and each device is allocated certain gigabytes for you to use within the month. Okay. And all of a sudden you start noticing slow network, you're not being able to send data, is giving issues. Now I can figure out who's been using the data for what. Like some people will put on their devices and watch movies. Some people do it, which is not meant to be, to happen during work. So with this, I can check what's going on in my internet protocol. All right. I can check the frame. I can check the Ethernet. I can check the user data protocol, so I'm able to devise what's going on, the source port, the destination port, what kind of information are you bringing into the network? What kind of information are you sending out? I can determine exactly like a CID what's going on the network. Now, you may be oblivious to it, just using your system to do whatever you want to do. But with this tool, I can actually capture what you're doing exactly at what time. Look at this now. Look at here. You can see it has a time. So it can tell me exactly what you're doing at a particular time. It can tell me the source you tuned into, what IP address, these are IP addresses, that you tuned into, what destination you're sending your data to. I can tell from, looking at all this. Like this one now is an application data. It's used at 04008, timing. So, but I'm just going to stop there because of time. Do I still have time?
Yes, you still have about 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes. So let me just stop there. So you capture, and when you capture with this device, you can save it in a file and present it to, the company that this is the reason you people are having, this issue. So I'm just quickly going to move back to my slide so that, we can round up. All right. Oh, this wasn't what I was sharing. Okay. Pardon me. Let me stop sharing first. And let me look for the right slide. Give me a sec.
Yeah, but then I could see a lot of numbers on Wireshark and it might be confusing.
Yes, it is confusing. That's why the 10 minutes wouldn't do justice. Trust me. It wouldn't do justice.
Why did you choose to become a cybersecurity expert?
All right. So basically, I've always had, passion for computers since when I was young. And I know that the internet that we're engaging on a daily basis, it looks safe, it looks innocent, but I know that there's a lot of dubious individuals out there that are waiting to pounce on, innocent, naive people using the internet. Now, is it someone's fault using the internet, just with a plain mind? No. But there are some people who are just malicious. They want to rob you of your identity. They want to steal from you. So my job, why I chose this role was because I really want to help people, safeguard their information, safeguard their finances. I mean, your funds in your bank, keep it safe, keep your information safe from people, so that they don't use it against you and use it to blackmail you. Okay. So So that's why I chose cybersecurity. It's always been something that I have, passion for, and Tenalytics gave me the opportunity to be able to do that. All right.
Oh, that's
So
quite interesting. Are you able to put up your slide now?
yes, let
Sorry.
me just round up. All right. So this is the final slide. Okay. So basically, as part of the engagement, Cybertech Solutions consultants will provide hands-on training to the financial institutions, IT team on using Wireshark effectively for network monitoring. Like I said, it's for network monitoring, troubleshooting, and security analysis. Develop customized Wireshark configurations, filters, and dashboards tailored to the financial institutions network and security requirements. And lastly, conduct periodic network assessments and provide detailed reports on performance issues, potential vulnerabilities, and recommend mitigation. Now, if they put all this to work, I can assure you that they will stop having the headache they've been having before they consulted us. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Lucas. I think I just have one more question for you.
All right. Okay.
So what were your expectations before doing cybersecurity with Tenalytics? And also somebody's asking, can a novice do cybersecurity? I guess the numbers got them confused. So can a novice actually become a cybersecurity expert? Did you have a background in this before joining Tenalytics?
Okay, so basically, I've only had a background in what we call software testing. Software testing helped me to, learn command lines, test surfaces and stuff like that. But it didn't give me the opportunity to be able to manipulate, systems, get into systems and all that. So I did not have a prior knowledge in cybersecurity, and it looked scary until I met. Funny that was my wife who saw it on Instagram. I said, "You've always wanted to learn cybersecurity. Now here's some people who's doing it." And I checked it out. I saw their curriculum, and I just fell in love. I said, okay, let me just jump into it. Now, you don't need to be afraid of anything. It's called, you're going to practice make perfection. So you don't need to have any prior knowledge. Okay. I just joined ending March, and I'm doing this right now. Okay, so practice. That's the secret. So anybody can join. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Lucas. That was a
Pleasure.
really great presentation. Thank you. So I think we have Olushola for the financial analytics program. Hi, Mr. Olushola. Can you hear me? Know that you've had to battle the network bandwidth this evening, but can you hear me? Please, I think you're still muted. If you can hear me, to let me know that you can hear me. All right, so I guess the network bandwidth is still quite low, and Mr. Olushola cannot hear me. I would have loved for us to actually go through the financial analytics program as well, where you get to see financial modeling and how beneficial it is to a company. Nonetheless, ISSA is actually going to take us through what the financial analytics program entails, is going to give us a comprehensive overview. All right, so before we let ISSA do that, I'd like to know, now you've seen the HR analytics project, you've seen a project from the Scrum program, you've seen one from cybersecurity program. Now, which of these career paths actually has interested you tonight? You could leave that in the chat so I know. I can see a lot of people asking, oh, if you say cybersecurity, Emmanuel is asking for a cybersecurity curriculum, so I would assume that he's actually interested in cybersecurity. Joseph, the same. So we have more people in the house. Let me know which of these parts actually interests you. Oh, somebody for HR analyst. That's interesting. So that's iPhone, and you're interested in the HR analytics program. So this night, ISSA is actually going to take us through what each of these career paths entails and how you can get started in each of these tech career paths. So within the next hour, just try to pay maximum attention to what it will be doing. And so you get to know how you can get started in these career paths. Hi, Isosa, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you, Priscilla. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I can see from the chat box that people are saying that I want to, cybersecurity. I can see cybersecurity. I think I've seen about 6 cybersecurity. I've seen HR analyst as well, and no one said Scrum. No one said Scrum. I've yet to see Scrum, and then of course, unfortunately, Olushola had or rather has some network issues and won't be able to show us what a financial analyst does. All right, but what are all of these courses about? Okay, what are all of these courses about? So HR analytics, cybersecurity, Scrum Master, financial analytics, what they're about. We'll get into that in a second. Okay, the first thing that you need to know is that any of those career paths, it's right for you. Whatever it is that you decide you want to go for, whatever it is that you think that, oh, I think this would work. I think I would like to actually have a career in this particular field. All right. And why is that? Why is that? Now let's take a look at a very, very quick report. Okay, so this is the WEF report, that's the World Economic Forum. And for the year 2024, so they released the report for the year 2024, and the report they sent in was a list of jobs that they saw and they thought would increase in terms of demands from now, in a decade's time, in a couple of years' time, and the jobs that they say that would actually decline in terms of demand. Now, those 4 career paths that we took a look at today, that's talking about cybersecurity, HR analytics, financial analytics, and Scrum Master, these 4 career paths are actually parts of the jobs that the World Economic Forum has predicted and has projected that, all of these things are going to go up in terms of demand in the coming years. All right. And if you take a look at this, you can see I have the information security analyst, which is actually a synonym for the cybersecurity analyst. I have the data analyst and scientist, which covers HR analytics and financial analytics as well. And down the line, you would see Scrum Master. All right. So Scrum is also a part of this. Now, I'm going to talk about what each and every one of those career paths mean and how you can get into this career path. But you might be wondering, oh, Isosa, you said that these career paths are going to grow in the next couple of years. All good and fine, but that's just like me saying that AI engineering would grow in the next couple of years. How do you think I don't have any knowledge about this particular skill? Can I just learn this skill, get a job, and start earning good money? All right, can I? Because of course we know that is going to increase, the projection is going to increase in terms of the demand, but how can I benefit from that? It's just like you saying that, okay, so someone is going to be, presidency is going to exist for the next couple of years. So we're going to still have this position called being the president of a country. And we're going to have that next year. We are going to have that next 2 years, next 3 years, next 4 years, and a couple of years down the line. But does that mean you can just become a president? Just go to bed and then you wake up and you automatically become a president? Okay. Is that the case? How can you get into this career path? All right. Now, that's actually the case. Not for the president, though, not for in terms of the presidency, but for all of those career paths. There are 3 things that make them very, very easy for you to get into and for you to in the next couple of years, become a professional in the skill sets. And what are those? We have the ease of learning, all right, ease of transitioning and getting a job, and then high and rewarding salaries. Now, these 3 criteria are parts of each and every tech skill, of each and every career path that we've taken a look at today. That's talking about the Scrum Master, talking about the HR analytics, the financial analytics, and also the cybersecurity analyst. For each and every one of those career paths, you can easily learn the skill, ease of learning. All right. It doesn't matter if you have some kind of knowledge or if you don't have any knowledge at all. Like you probably don't even know what HR analytics is all about, but you want to become an HR analyst. You can do that. Ease of learning. And then we also have ease of transitioning through getting a job. So you've learned, but can you get a job? Because it's one thing to learn a skill and it's another thing to actually, get a job. Now, I'm going to tell you a very, very quick story about Kunle in due time concerning ease of transitioning through getting a job. Okay, so just stay back, just relax. We're going to get to that story. Okay, story about Kunle. Okay, and also you also get higher and rewarding salaries. If you are looking to earn in the six-figure range, you're looking to earn a good amount of, you're looking to earn a good salary. So you want to earn, let's say $90,000 per annum, $70,000 per annum, even down to six figures, $130,000 per annum. These are the career paths for you. And we take a look at the average salaries for each and every one of those career paths. And then down the line, when we are done with this session, you can just go back, proof check them, all right, to say that we are actually stating facts here, all right? You can easily make cool cash with this career path. All right. So what does each role entail? What does each role entail? We've been able to take a look at the project. We've been able to see what each and every one of this role, what professionals in each and every one of this role can actually do. But what does it actually entail? We'll get into it. The first is we have the HR analyst. Now, when you think about HR analytics, you think about, or rather, when you think about HR, all right, most persons usually think that, I would say it's just the department in the organization that doesn't really do anything. All right. Or there are those that, so if you want to, when it's time for you to go on leave, you go to the HR department and you ask for leave. If you're going to be absent, you say you're absent, you're going to be absent, and all of that. Like, there's really that's what most persons think, by the way. Wait, you know what? Let me throw it to the house so it doesn't seem like I'm putting thoughts in our minds. All right. So before you join the session today, what did you think HR is all about? Especially when you take a look at what many persons believe that, HR is just, it's that department in the organization that doesn't really do anything, but at the end of the month, they get paid. All right. Is that what you guys think? So it could be yes, it could be no. Any of them is fine. So I just want to get our thoughts on that. All right, because I've actually done my research and I think some persons actually have that notion. Okay, so what do we think? What do we think, everyone? What do we think about HR? No, now, not HR analytics, but HR in general, human resource management in general. Okay, so let's get the responses coming in. Like Priscilla mentioned earlier, so if you actually want to remember whatever it is that was said in the session, you need to interact. And that's something we also need to see at this point, okay? So what do you guys think? When you hear the word HR, what comes to mind? So Ike says yes, all right? Do they really do anything? All right, so I can actually, it's on that same note. Okay, so do they do anything? The HR, what do they do? Okay, it's not just to fill forms and if maybe you don't come to work today, they say, oh, you're absent. Like, what do they actually contribute to the overall growth of the organization? Without the HR department, can't the organization actually succeed? All right. Joseph says, I take them to be people that do the employment process only. That's just it. Employment process only. All right. So when you are being employed, you speak with the HR, and then when that is done, that's it. All right. Attorney says HR is people's management, and it's very broad, from employees' relations to welfare to implementing the organization policies. So Attorney has a broader view of what HR analytics is all of what HR management is all about. All right, but let's take a look at HR analytics. Now, back in the days, what HR was known for is all of these things I've mentioned. Like I said, leave, absence, and as you can see from the chat box, that's what most of us think it's all about. But that was back then. That's not now. Now, HR analytics, now it has transcended to become HR analytics, not just HR management now. In the modern world, any HR professional is expected to have data analytics skills. And why is that? Because gone are the days where HR, so let's say you are leaving the organization, All right, so maybe you're tired and you want to leave the organization, and then you send in your resignation letter to the HR department, and then they have what we call an exit interview. So they ask you things like, oh, why are you leaving? Was there something wrong with the organization? You know, all of those things. Gone are the days when that was the norm. Now, what organizations are trying to do is to have what we call stay interviews. Stay. Yeah. I don't want you to go anywhere, because after all, no organization wants to lose their best employees. All right. So now they have transitioned to have what we call stay interviews. Now, the HR analyst is in charge of getting that stay interview up and running. Now, how do you even come up with the stay interview instead of the normal exit interview? Data. By analyzing employees' data using tools such as Excel, such as Power BI, by analyzing the employees' data, you are able to take a look at the trend. Oh, these are the employees that have been leaving the organization. This is something similar that I can note and say for a fact that these two employees that left the organization have. All right. So this employee, when he became absent for 60% of the time, he decided to leave. And then this other employee, when it became absent for 60% of the time, he decided to leave. So if that's the case, you then see that 60% is like it's like the benchmark. So once an employee is getting towards that 60% absence rate, they will probably leave the organization. You can only detect that by using data. All right. So when you see that an employee is now getting to that 60% mark, you are able to detect and predict that this employee might probably leave the organization soon. And then what do? You conduct stay interviews. So you meet with the person and say, oh, how are you doing? Is there any issue that you have, that you've been having in the organization? Is there something we can help you with? Is there a way we can make your work-life balance better in an effort to ensure that that employee stays? Now, isn't that better? Okay, at least now you're able to keep the employee instead of doing what we call medicine after death. Okay, so that's a very popular phrase, which means that you're trying to solve something when it's already bad. Okay, so in this case, having the stay interview would now prevent having to have an exit interview. And all of this can be done by analyzing employees' data. So in a nutshell, HR analytics, it's your HR functions, but you're adding in data analytics into it. All right, that is what an HR analyst does. As you can see from the role, it says HR analysts use data-driven insights to support human resource functions. They focus on optimizing HR processes, employee performance, and talent management. All of those things will be done and can be done using the data analytics tools. Now, in the HR analytics program here at Analytics, you get to learn about problem solving, because for you to actually be an HR analyst, you need to be able to solve problems. So there's something wrong with the employees. How can I solve this? Or there's something wrong with the payment structure, or employees are complaining. How can we solve this? All right, so you need to learn about problem solving and all of the different methods that you can actually use in solving problems. Okay, and then of course we have Microsoft Excel, not just your Microsoft Excel. Some persons, I've come across some persons and they tell me that, oh, I know Excel, I can use Excel. But really, are you sure you can use Excel? Okay, because trust me, Excel is a whole lot more than what you think it is. All right, and so in the Excel class, you're going to learn how you can work with Excel to analyze data. And of course, you also learn how you can use Power BI to analyze data. You learn about SQL, which is structured query language, how you can interact with databases, extract information from databases to know what is actually going on within the company. And of course, this is the data analytics side of things. That's the problem solving, the Excel, Power BI, SQL. And then you move into the HR side of things. They're taking a look at HR analytics and performance evaluation, HR metrics and life cycle, HR analysis and dashboarding, collaborating and report automation, building your case and creating action, and of course, ChatGPT for analytics, because we are in the world of AI. All right. Today, I think a couple of days ago, we have a new version of ChatGPT that's actually been launched. That's ChatGPT 4.50, I think. All right, I think it's 4.50. All right, it's the latest version, and this version can speak with you, can do so many things. That was just, I think, last week. So we are in the world of AI. New AI tools coming every single time, and that's the reason why you need to stick with the times, and that's the reason you would learn how you can leverage ChatGPT for analytics. Now, the learning timeline, you get to become an HR analyst in 4 months, all right? Learning for 3 months, and then you intern for 1 month, okay? You learn for 3 months, and then you intern it for 1 month. And the classes are structured in a way that on Saturdays, you have live classes, just like the way you are speaking, we are having this interaction now, all right? And then you get to speak with a facilitator, you work on projects, you work on case studies, you get to learn. And then on Sundays, you have what we call self-paced watch me do it videos, all right, or the WMDI videos, which you get to watch at your own pace that would introduce a concept that you are going to be learning in the subsequent classes. That's HR analytics. Cybersecurity. With the advent of companies trying to store their information on the cloud, everyone is about data now. You hardly see any organization that does not have some kind of data store or some kind of network, all right? And as a result of that, we also have people, these guys over here, all right, as you can see from the slide, all right? We also have these guys that are always trying to find ways to hack into companies' data, to steal information, and to just cause harm. So let's say the banking industry, for example, whereby you have maybe your ATM or your mobile banking. You have people like this that are trying to get access to your information so they can do things such as illegal things, of course, such as all of those things. you know what I'm talking about. That's getting access to your money and all of that. That's just for the banking industry. All right, that's just for the banking industry. For other industries, there's a whole lot. Lucas, that showed us the cybersecurity project. It mentioned that, I think, it worked with Wireshark, okay? And it showed us that a particular company could detect how the usage of the Wi-Fi, could detect the Wi-Fi usage. All right, so you are able to tell if a particular employee is using company's Wi-Fi to watch movies when they're supposed to be using company's Wi-Fi to work on a project, okay? So it has actually gotten to that point now. That's why we have these guys, they're very, very important, cybersecurity. And this is not going to go away anytime soon, because we are going to have more organizations moving their data into the cloud. We're going to have more organizations generating data, and subsequently, or rather, we are still going to have these hackers, people that are trying to get illegal access to the information, to the company's data, to the company's network. Okay, in the cybersecurity program, you are going to be learning about foundation of computing and networking. As you can see, it says foundation. That means if you have some knowledge about what cybersecurity is all about, or you don't have any knowledge, and I mean no knowledge at all, like you don't even know what computing means. Okay, it's as basic as that. Like you don't even know what computing means or what networking means. Like you don't know jack. This is the program for you. You see, it says foundation of computing and networking. So you are going to start from the basic level, and then you're going to climb up there to a level that you can be confident and that you can get a job as a cybersecurity analyst. All right, you get to learn things such as, introduction to cybersecurity, your offensive and defensive cybersecurity. All right, that you have the cryptographic basics, the cyber threats and attack vectors. You have network security, endpoint security, and a couple of other things. All right, you'll be learning how to use tools such as Wireshark, which you've seen. Now, I'm sure the numbers might have been a bit, what's all of this? Is that code? What is that? Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. You will be taught what the numbers mean, how you can interact with the numbers, and all of that. That's using Wireshark. Okay, you get to learn how you work with Python, of course, your Linux, your Zap, a couple of other tools. All right, as you can see from the slides. And the learning timeline for the cybersecurity analyst is 4 months as well. 4 months, 3 months of learning, and intern for 1 month. A question you might be asking yourself: is it possible to actually learn cybersecurity, to actually become a cybersecurity in just 4 months? All right, you probably asked that. I can read your mind. All right, it is. As you can see, Lucas just joined, I think he mentioned the March cohort, and look at what he has already been able to do. And you could see the excitement from Lucas and from each and every one of the participants that displayed their project. Taking a look at Geraldine, taking a look at Lakan, and of course, Lucas. You felt the excitement from their voice, telling you that it's actually possible for you to learn this within this time frame. It's not actually possible, it is possible. All right, and it has been done, as you can see. All right, so not just learning, but learning and getting a job within 4 months. The classes are structured in, you have live classes for every week. All right, so you have classes on Saturdays and Sundays, live classes where you get to interact with the facilitator, you get to learn real-time learning. All right, and then we have for the financial analytics. Unfortunately, we were unable to go through the financial analytics project. Okay, but what a financial analyst does, what financial analytics is all about, it's, you know what, before I even talk about that, I think we'll better understand this way. Do we like money? Is anyone on the call that likes money? And when I say money, I'm talking about the Benjamins. All right, that's cash. Okay, add end cash. Or do we like money? All right. So I want to see what responses. Okay, I want to see what response. Do we like, or no one likes money? Is that the case? No one likes money. Is that the case? Oh, really? So it seems no one likes money. And I was about to just do a very brief giveaway now. So it seems only Omi. So Omi likes money. So Bob says, who not like money? All right. And so Bob says, who doesn't like money? I too like money. All right. I too like money. All right. IK says me too. Okay. So IK, Sheu, and Babs, everyone that responded. Okay. So I want you to, just hit me up. All right. So I'm going to send you as soon as we get. Let me just put it out there so you guys know what I'm about to do for these people I just mentioned. Okay, I'm going to give you something special. All right, I'm going to give you something special. All right, for responding. All right, and all you need to do, just reach out to me at the end of the session, or maybe at the end of the program. So at the end of the session. All right, maybe just let me know. Okay, I'll give you something special. Yes, there's something special for you guys. Okay. All right. So that being said, now, what does a financial analyst do? We've all mentioned that we like money, and organizations like giving. All right, and so the financial analyst comes into play and finds out how you can use data to increase profits, how you can use data to make more money. If you are making losses, why did we make the loss? All right, it is one thing for you to be be an accountant, or for you to be a finance person and to store your records using like a balance sheet and all of that. All right, gone are the days where things were done using paper, all right, book and paper. Now things are done using data. All right, things are done using analytical tools. All right, so you as a financial analyst, you'll be able to leverage analytics in finance. Companies are on the lookout for financial analysts because we've all agreed. We did agree that we like money, and organizations would like money as well. So who doesn't want a financial analyst? Someone that just like that, they can increase your profits. Someone that just like that, they can reduce your losses. Someone that just like that, they can ensure that you actually get to the goal. Like, so at the start of the year, we said we want to make 50 million, and we end up making 100 million. The financial analyst, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now financial analytics, you get to learn about problem solving, of course, similar to the HR analytics, because you need to be able to know how to solve problems, how to solve financial problems. So you get to learn about problem solving, you get to learn about Excel, about Power BI, about SQL, and then you move on to the financial part of things, taking a look at accounting fundamentals. Again, If you don't have any knowledge as a finance person, or I've never been in finance, or I like finance, but I don't have any background in finance, I didn't study finance in school, I don't know anything about finance, it's fine. We are here to guide you. Okay? Accounting fundamentals. So you get to learn everything about accounting, your financial analysis, financial models, how you can go ahead and build financial models for organizations. All right. And of course, you have your valuation, sensitivity, and scenario analysis, and also, of course, ChatGPT for analytics. The learning timeline is also 4 months. All right. Learning timeline is also 4 months. You get to learn for 3 months and then you intern for 1 month. All right. And the classes, you have Saturday classes and Sundays. So this classes, of course, live classes where you get to speak with the facilitator, just like I mentioned earlier, not just speak, but of course you are learning, trying to hands-on. And then on Sunday, you get self-paced watch me do it videos, which are bit-sized videos that would introduce you to the next concept that you are going to be learning in in subsequent classes. Okay. And finally, we have Scrum Master. Gone are the days when organizations did like robots. And when I said robots, a robot has a specific trajectory. It's either they do this or they do it. You can't tell a robot to do something it was not programmed to do. That is just me talking about the waterfall. The waterfall framework is where you have to wait before you get something else done, you have to do something else. Like, so let's say you want to wash your clothes. All right. So let's say you want to wash your clothes. Though for the waterfall says that you need to wash. All right, not even wash, you need to sort. You need to sort out the clothes, and then you need to place it in the washing machine, and then you wash, and then after you've washed, you then dry, and then you spin probably before you dry, and all of that. Step by step. You can't move to the next step before doing the previous step. You need to move to the next step only after you've completed the previous step. That's waterfall. Organizations no longer do that. What organizations use now is called the Agile framework. It's as a result of the Agile framework you have things such as constant updates of applications. For those of us on the call, we probably use applications such as WhatsApp. So that's pretty popular. I'm sure most of us have WhatsApp. All right, and from time to time, you see that you usually receive updates. Within people. We are in the world of AI. Okay, so this is the AI era. ChatGPT for analytics, very, very crucial. All right. Now on WhatsApp, you see that you have Meta AI that you can use. You can now search for things just like you could do on ChatGPT on WhatsApp. All right. That feature is a new feature. It didn't exist last year. It didn't exist a couple of months ago. All right. The reason why that feature was able to come into WhatsApp is because Meta uses the Agile framework. The Agile framework says that you can go ahead and launch a product even when the product is not yet completed. That you can just ensure that it is, it's working fine, and then you can be making constant updates, multiple iterations, version 1, version 2.0, version 3.0. Agile denotes flexibility. Agile talks about different ideas coming together to get something done in real time. All right. And due to many organizations, most organizations actually now working with the Agile framework, there's now a need for the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master is the champion of Agile. The Scrum Master is the one that decides how the project within the Scrum team goes. The Scrum Master is the coach for the Scrum team. The Scrum Master is a master. All right. The Scrum Master is the one that would guide the team using tools such as Jira, such as Trello for project management, to be able to ensure that everyone within the team is working within the Agile framework, that every part of the team is actually working towards the goal of the project, that the entire project is going to come to fruit, that the entire project is going to come to life, and that whenever there is a need for another iteration, because like I said, Agile means it is flexible, that whenever there's a need for a subsequent iteration, whenever there's a need for a change, whenever there's a need for version 2.0, the Scrum Master is there to take charge and ensure that whatever needs to get done, gets done. Scrum Masters are here and they are here to stay. Why? Like I said, every organization right now is implementing Agile. The key learning areas for Scrum is you have the introduction to Scrum. Again, introduction very, very necessary. So it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or not, you will fully understand, okay? You get to learn about the Scrum team, artifacts and ceremonies, the Scrum artifacts, that's increments and sprint backlog, Scrum events, talking about things like the sprint review, your Nexus skills Scrum, and of course, you get prepared for your PSM examination. All right, that's your professional Scrum Master examination. Lacan showed us what he worked on as a Scrum Master. That's while he was with us here at Analytics. All right, he worked on an employee portal, and you saw snippets of the application is team built. All right, that was actually a real life project. Indeed, that is not a dummy. That was not something that was just, you know. There was actually a developer that he worked with, of course, and he had a team and he spoke with his team. Like he mentioned, he got to learn about how he can manage a team, how you can. This is actually real life hands-on experience. You registering for the Scrum Master program, you're going to have a very, very immersive internship for 1 month, which is you working on real life projects, just like Lacan has showed us. That he has actually worked on developing an application. Now, that application is definitely going to go to his portfolio, so that if there's any recruiter tomorrow that says, oh, so you mentioned you're a Scrum Master with experience, can you show me a project you've worked on? The recruiter doesn't even need to speak twice, and I mean twice. Like, all he just needs to say, show me, and as he says, show me, the project is on the screen. All right? And if Lacan is ever asked, so how did you go through this? He will be able to talk about that because he worked actively on the project. Now, you get to become a Scrum Master in 2 months. You get to learn about Scrum for 1 month. And of course, you get to intern for 1 month. Classes are Saturdays and Sundays, all right? So you get to have live classes on Saturdays and on Sundays. Now, how can you actually get your journey started? Okay, I've talked about the Scrum Master, the HR analytics, the financial analytics, but how can you get started? Oh, Aisha, I would like to become a Scrum Master, but what do I need? What do I need to actually succeed in my journey? All right. So if I do decide to make that choice today that, oh, I want to become a Scrum Master, I want to become a cybersecurity analyst, I want to become a financial analyst, I want to become an HR analyst, what do I need to succeed? Mentorship, number 1. All right. You need to be mentored. All right. So you need to be able to know what to do, right? You need to be able to know how you can navigate the job market. All right. Because it's one thing for you to actually learn the skills. It's one thing for you to just, know. Also, I know how to work as a financial analyst. I know how to work as a Scrum Master. But can you get a job as a Scrum Master? Can you get a job as a financial analyst? Can you? That is where mentorship comes into play. All right. So you get to work with you need to work with the best in the industry to guide you through the journey. The first thing you need, mentorship. Another thing is that you need networking. All right. You need to have a community whereby you can interact. So what's the latest trend in the HR analyst ecosystem? All right. What's the latest trend? What is the new thing in vogue? So you're always up to date, and that whenever a recruiter calls on you, they know that you are up to date and in line with the trends, with the current trends. All right. So you need networking. You also need to develop your employability skills. All right. Because employability skills and technical skills are actually 2 different things. All right. But we'll delve into this, subsequently. You also need to be able to identify your target role, to educate yourself, and also to gain practical experience. These things are very, very necessary for you to actually get a job, for you to actually succeed in that tech role. All right, mentorship, networking, employability skills, target role, educate yourself, and practical experience. Now, these 6 things are things that you are going to get when, of course, you register with us at Analytics. But I'll delve deeper into all of these things. subsequently. Remember, I told you that there's a story I'm going to tell tell you guys, all right? A story about Kunle. So is there Kunle on the call, I wonder? All right. Oh, so we don't have Kunle on the call. Okay, great. So I'm going to tell you a story about Kunle in due time. All right, you just wait. So next, we have you. Of course, you must also build your portfolio. Okay, so you get to see how you can build your portfolio when you register with us on the program. That's how you can place all of the projects you've worked on, just like some of the projects you saw the participant display for us today. How you can place all of that in the portfolio, so you can always provide the link whenever you're called on. Oh, please, can I see the project you've worked on? Oh, do you have a portfolio? Okay, and these are some of the portfolios of our students. Now you get to take a look at these when you get access to the slides at the end of the session. So you are going to receive the slides. All you need to do ensure that you fill in the attendance form. Okay. Now, what separates you from the competition? What separates you from the competition? Because there are so many persons in the tech space. All right. How can I succeed? All right. How can I succeed? Now, remember, I said I'm going to tell you a story about Kunle, right? Just hold on. Okay, just hold on. I'll get into that. Now, Yat Analytics, we position you for success in three-layered approach. Three-layered approach. We have a systematic flow of things to ensure that you succeed, not just succeed in terms of learning the skills, but you succeed in terms of getting a job or getting that promotion in your organization, being able to practically apply those skills in your day-to-day life and to earn the big bucks. And when I say big bucks, I mean the cash, all right? Because I'm sure most of us, we like money, just like, we've all mentioned, or some of us mentioned back then. Okay, now, before I go into this three-layered approach, there's something I would like to show you, all right, why you should actually train with us, okay? So we have phenomenal achievements helping people get jobs. We have, of course, if you joined a bit early, I'm sure you got to see the numerous testimonials that we've had from different participants that talked about how they joined the program and how they were able to get jobs. We've helped over 2,000 plus people transition from the classroom into their first jobs in tech across the UK, the US, Canada, and the rest. Okay, transition from the classroom into their first job. That means no bad. So it's a whole lot more than 2,000, but the 2,000 is for those that did not have any prior background, like they knew nothing about tech, but we were able to help them transition directly from the classroom into their first role in tech. If we had to add those that they had some background in tech before they before they registered for the program, this definitely would be close to 5,000, 6,000 and thereabouts. Okay, we also have industry standards facilitators and curriculum. Our facilitators are people that have worked in the Fortune 500 companies with immense, and I mean immense experience. All right, you get to learn from them. You get to learn how they actually succeeded. You get to work on projects that they've worked on in the companies they've worked in, and then you get to see how you can actually solve those problems. In so doing, you are gaining experience while on the program. Why? Because of the industry standard facilitators and curriculum that we have here at Analytics. And of course, we have the blended training to accommodate every learning type. It doesn't matter if you're a slow learner or please, I need someone to guide me by the hand, over the course of my journey. Or it doesn't matter if you're a very fast learner. So maybe, right? So as soon as they say something, you've gotten it. You don't need anyone to hold your hand. All you need to do is to just hear it, and then you're good to go. All right. It doesn't matter any category you fall in. This is the program for you. These 4 programs I mentioned, any of them is right for you. And why is that? Because of the blended learning approach, combining live classes and what we do with videos for your learning. Okay, so live classes where you get to speak with the facilitator, where we get to interact, and of course watch me do it videos that you can watch at your own pace. Oh, so you can play at 0.5 speed. All right, we could take the videos back if there's something that you did not get and go over it again as many times as you need. And of course, tailored sessions to position you to land your first job. Okay, tailored sessions to position you to land your first job. Now, these 4 things are places that we've excelled in over the years, as you can see from the numerous publications that we've had, from the numerous testimonials that we've had here at Analytics. All right, but about Kunle. All right, about Kunle. I told you guys I'm going to tell you a story. All right. So story, people. Story. I think I should get some story on the chat box. All right. Story. Thank you very much, Patrick. Okay. So Patrick wants to know about the story. Joseph wants to know as well. All right. Story. Fantastic. All right. Story. Now, once upon a time, okay, there was this individual called Kunle. Okay, there was this individual called Kunle. Now, what did Kunle do? Kunle saw that in 2019, okay, so in 2019, Kunle wanted to venture into tech. Okay, Kunle saw that, oh, they said tech is the new big thing, tech is the new oil. I want to make money, I want to work from home, relax. Kunle had big dreams. Kunle wanted to do all of those things. Kunle wanted to succeed in the tech industry. Now, Kunle went ahead to actually learn the skill. Okay, Kunle went ahead to learn the skill, and then he learned the skill of an HR analyst, or he learned the skill of an HR analyst, or a financial analyst, or a cybersecurity analyst, or a scrum master. Any of them you want Kunle to have learned. Okay, he actually did learn the skill, but there was a problem. There was a problem, people. What was that problem? Kunle did not get a job. All right. Remember, I said that Kunle learned the skills in the year 2019. All right. In the year 2019. This is 2024. Kunle still has no job in the tech industry. All of the things Kunle learned, it seems to have been a waste. It seems the resources, the time, the effort, the amounts Kunle spent, it seemed to have all been for naught. Why? Because Kunle thought to get a role in tech, you only need the tech skills. All right, but that's not the case. Kunle realized that a little too late. To get a role in tech, you need the tech skills, of course, but that only serves as accounts for 50%. You need another 50%, which is your employability skills, because it's one thing for you to be able to do the work. It's another thing for someone to know you can do the work. It's one thing for you to be able to do the work. It's another thing for a recruiter to know you can do the work. It's one thing for you to be able to do the work. And it's another thing for the CEO of an organization to believe that you can do the work. How can you show those guys that, yeah, I'm a cybersecurity analyst. Yeah, I'm an HR analyst. Yeah, I'm a financial analyst. And of course, I'm a scrum master. And I can actually apply the skills within your organization. How do you tell them about this? Kunle didn't know. Now I'm going to tell you guys the other 50%. And that's talking about the employability services. For you to actually get a role, and I mean any role, you need the skills and you need to be employable. We have different sessions that have been tailored for each and every one of the participants on that join our sessions, to not just provide you with the technical bit of things, but also guide you to ensure that you learn that role, that you actually learn that tech role that you envisioned for yourself when you join the program. The first thing is your CV review session. You get to learn how you can craft a well-compelling CV, how you can convert whatever experience you have at the moment into usable experience for any field you do decide to jump into. The CV review session would help you to craft a compelling CV, a CV that would ensure that you can get your feet in the door. But not just the CV review session, you also get to learn how to optimize your LinkedIn. I like to refer to LinkedIn as the professional Facebook. We all know about Facebook, but there is a Facebook for professionals, and that is LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, we have recruiters, we have people that want to be employed. On LinkedIn, we have scenarios whereby recruiters go out there and search for different, so maybe I want to apply an HR analyst. They just go out there, type HR analyst, take a look at certain profiles, and then speak to whoever catches their fancy. I, for one, have been able to recruit people from LinkedIn directly. All right. They didn't need to reach out. All I did was I went to LinkedIn, I checked out, searched for the job role I was searching for. All right. As soon as I saw a couple of you know, profiles. I went through each profile. The profile that caught my fancy, I sent a connection, you know, I sent a message, a connection request. And then when the person responded, I then requested for the CV. All right. So I reached out to the individual to send their CV for a job role. That can only be done on LinkedIn. All right. So you're going to get to learn how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile to ensure that it is engaging, it's captivating, that when recruiters take a look at that, they want you for that role. And of course, if your dream is to be a freelancer, if your dream is to be someone that dictates your own work hours, oh, I don't feel like working today, I want to take a rest. Oh, I want to work now, make some money. Upwork is for you. You get to learn how you can optimize, Upwork, all right? How you can register into the platform, how you can work with things such as the Connect, all right, that's the currency. All right, you get to learn how to do all of these things so you can get I can send in your proposals, so you can get gigs on Upwork, and so you can become a very, very successful freelancer. All right. And you also get to learn how to navigate the job market, especially for those that might be, so maybe you just relocated to a country, maybe you relocated to Canada or the UK or Australia, as the case may be, and you are looking to get a job, but you really don't understand how the market in that particular country you currently reside in runs. The Navigating the Job Market is the session where you get to speak with people that have been where you are and people that have succeeded in your current role. All right. And you get to learn what they did right and what they did wrong. So you don't do what they did wrong, but you are able to replicate what they did right to speed up your process of you getting a job. Now, you've been able to craft a well-compelling CV. You've been able to have a fantastic LinkedIn profile. Upwork is looking good. You've navigated the job market. All of those things has placed your foot in the door. All of those things has gotten you called up for an interview. Your feet is in the door, but you're not done. The interview preparation. Many persons get to the interview stage and then that's where it all ends. Oh, sir, I've been called for 5 different interviews and I've gotten none. All right. My CV looks great. As soon as I send in my CV, I get called. And then when I get called, I flop. And that's the end of the story. We don't want that for you. We don't want that for you. And you also, all right, you that's probably eating while you're listening to me at the moment, all right? So you have a plate of food by your side and you're listening to me and, you know, you're just eating. I'm talking to you as well, all right? Okay, so we don't want that for you. That's the reason why we have the job and interview preparation session. Now, the job and interview preparation session is to prepare you adequately for the interview so that now that your foot has gotten in the door, you actually do end up landing the job. All right. Now, after you've passed the interview, of course, by preparing with one of the professionals that will stay on a one-on-one section with you, on a one-on-one call with you, telling you how we can answer questions, things to expect, and all of that. The organization is proud. The company that's looking to hire you is, you know, proud of you, and you know they want you in the team, but they need to know if what you've said, if it's true. Because some persons go to interviews and spit fables, all right? And when I say fables, I'm talking about fairy tale, all right? So, I built this. I went to the moon last month, all right? So they want to know, did you actually go to the moon last month? And that's the reason why they usually request for recommendation and reference letters. As long as you are a participant with Analytics, be rest assured that we would provide a fantastic reference letter for you, because as you become a participant with us, you automatically get to place on your LinkedIn profile, HR analyst consultant with Analytics, cybersecurity analyst with Analytics. Okay, and so whenever this organization reach out to us as your previous employer, we are of course going to provide a well-compelling reference letter or recommendation letter. Okay, now all of this, since I just talked about, is the level 1. Now for the level 2, again, to ensure you get a job so you don't end up like Kunle. All right. Now for the level 2, you have weekly mentoring sessions. Every week you get to speak with a professional, someone that tells you, oh, you've applied for 2 roles, you've applied for 10 roles, you've applied for 20 roles, and you've not gotten a job. It's perfectly fine. All right, it's perfectly fine. Don't give up. Keep on applying. You need sometimes you need someone to just pet you lightly, you know, on your back. All right, to tell you, things that are, recent things, how you can get better, things you might be doing wrong, how you can improve, and how you can get a job. And that's what we have for the weekly mentorship session. And of course, when you do get the job, maybe sometimes you are confused as to, oh, so they said I should do this tax. How do I go about it? All right. You can always reach out to us and we provide on-the-job support. And the level TV, this is something we started this year, okay, is that at the end of the program, we guarantee that you're going to have one job interview. It's a guarantee from us to you, something we've never done, something we just implemented this year, all right? Now, these are the 3 steps that we've placed to ensure you succeed, okay? All right. Now, the class duration and structure, I've talked about this previously. The HR analytics, it's 4 months. Cybersecurity, it's also 4 months. Financial analytics is 4 months, and Scrum is 2 months. All right. HR analytics, that's 3 months learning and 1 month internship. Same for cybersecurity and financial analytics. And then for the Scrum, you get to learn for 1 month and then you intern for 1 month. All right. And this is so when you get the slides, you can listen to the testimonial from Ikmat. So how Ikmat was able to transition from from a stay-at-home mom, okay, to taking care of her kids. She got to leave the job market for a while because she had to take care of her kids, and after some time she wants to get back into the job market. All right, you get to see how Ikmat registered for one of our programs and how she was able to get a job working with the NHS. All right, just 4 months after going through the program, going through the internship. All right, so as soon as you get the slide, just click on this and you get to listen to all of that. All right. And our next quarter begins on the 8th of June. All right, so that's when our next quarter will begin. That's I think that should be the first Saturday of June. All right, so I'm sure we are all excited to become an HR analyst, to become a Scrum Master, a cybersecurity analyst, or a financial analyst. All right, this is the start date for the next quarter that we're going to have, and I want you all to jump on board. All right, and the price list, okay, for you to become a participant for the cybersecurity analyst, the financial analyst, or the HR analytics program, all right, you get to make a payment of the full amount, 900,000, all right, and for the Scrum Master, 540,000, all right. But one of our goals is to find ways that we can. Our mission actually is to find ways we can get as much persons as possible into the Black community. How we can get as much persons in the Black community as possible into the tech industry. All right, so we don't just have to work, all of those jobs that we might not really have a well-defined career path, but how we can also be in the tech industry and we don't just have a situation whereby we are only seeing, the Indians and all of that. And as a result of that, we now decided to give 20% discount to the first 30 persons to register for the program. Only for the first 30 persons. All right, that's the early bird discount. And as a result of that, if you do decide to register for the cybersecurity program, the HR analytics program, or the financial analytics program, okay, you get to make a payment of 720,000. That's the discount amount, 20% off. Okay. And you can break this down into 2 installments. So let's say you can't make the full commitment, you can't make the full payment at a go, and you would like to break it into 2 places. Okay, so you can make the first payment of 500,000. That's of course if you are paying in naira, 600 Canadian dollars, 400 that's 400 pounds, 250 euros, or $400. All right, so you get to make that as your first installment, and then 1 month after the program, that should be the end of July, then you can pay the balance of 220,000 naira if of course you made payments in naira, 200 Canadian dollars if you made payments in Canadian dollars, $200 if you made payments in dollars, 150 pounds, and all of that. All right, so this is the price list. And for the Scrum program, it's just a one-time payment, because the Scrum Master program is just 2 months, 1 month of learning and 1 month internship. Okay, so it's just one month of learning. So it's just one installment, and you can pay that 430,000 if you are fortunate enough to key into the discount. Okay, but what about if, so Aisha, I currently don't have 500,000 at the moment. Maybe I would have, you know, the 500,000 at the end of the month, but I don't want to lose out from the discount. I don't want to I don't want to be like Kunle. I don't just want to know the skills and, you know, I want to have the full package. I want to not only learn the skills, I want to have the different employability services. I want to get a job, but I don't have 500,000 at the moment to make the first installment, but I want to key into that discount. What do? Okay, you can just make so I'll show you what the payment platform looks like in a while, okay? But you can make a partial payment. So let's say maybe you can make a payment of 250,000 or 300,000, all right? To ensure you key into the discount, you secure your slots. Very, very important, all right? So you don't end up paying the full amount. And then when you secure your slots, before the start of the program, or that's before the 8th of July, you want to ensure you complete the balance for the first installment. Okay, so you make a part payment to key into your discounts, all well and good. And then before the start of the program, that's 8th of July, you pay the balance for the 500,000. And then, of course, 1 month into the program, you then pay the second installment of 220,000. All right, and this is the payment link. So my colleagues have, of course, been doing a wonderful job of sending in the payment links to the chat box. So you can just use that, click on the link, ensure you came to the discounts. Spaces are filling up fast. Again, first 30 people to register. If you don't have the full first installment at this point, you can make a partial first installment and then make the full first installment before you do begin the program. All right, like I said, I would show us what the payment platform looks like in a while. All right, but once you get the slides, you can also just, you know, scan this. So once you scan this, it will you know, to just ensure you get that 20% discount. So most of us recent smartphones do have an inbuilt scanner, so you can just use that to scan this to ensure that you do key into the discounts. Okay, so we have some more success stories. So when you get the slides, you can always just go through the different testimonials. We have Muideen that's joined the data analytics program and is currently working remotely with BBX in the UK. Just 2 months after I registered with the program, we have Oluwadamilare that's working as a sustainability data analyst with a company in the UK. All right, we had series of interview sessions with Oluwadamilare, trying to prep him up for the interview. Like I said, getting your foot in the door, we don't just leave it there. We ensure that you get into the organization, you know, fully. All right, so you get to see the links to watch all of the testimonials as soon as you get the slides. So I'm going to show us what the payment platform looks like. All right, so as soon as you click on the link, all right, it's going to take you to this point, and you can see it's called the Tenalytics Enrollment Center. Now, this is your one-stop shop for everything you need. Your one-stop shop for everything you need regarding making payments. All right. So if I scroll down, so you can chat with Tenalytics. So maybe you have a question, you want to reach out to us, you can just click on this and you'll be able to, you know, send in your inquiries and all of that. And you can also get access to all program vouchers. So we currently offer 8 programs here at Tenalytics. We offer data analytics, business analysis, HR analytics, financial analytics, the full stack data science, data engineering, cybersecurity, and the Scrum Master. Okay, so you can get access to all of the program vouchers by clicking on this link. And then if I scroll down, you see we have the different bank accounts. So maybe you're looking to make payments using the British, that's the British bank. All right, so that you want to make a direct bank transfer. So we have the UK account details, we have the dollar account, we have the Canadian dollar account, we also have the Euro account, and of course the Nigeria account. So we have, you know, an account suited for each and every one of your needs. But what about if you want to make a card payment, or maybe you are in South Africa, for example, and you might not be able to make payments using any of these direct transfers? Okay, so you can scroll down and you see where we have card/online payments. You select the program you want to register for. So let's say I want to register for the Scrum Master program. All I need to do, I click on the Scrum Master. Okay, so I click on the Scrum Master. I'll just wait for that to open up. All right, so I click on the Scrum Master, and then you see I get to insert my the amount. So wherever you're located, all right, it's going to take note of your currency. So I'm currently in Nigeria at the moment, all right, and that's the reason why you can see it's an error, all right. So if maybe any part of the world you're in, all right, if you're in Ghana, you can, once you log in, you're going to see cities, all right. So you just click on the link and then it will detect your currency so you can make the appropriate payment. So I can insert the amount I'm looking to pay in here. So let's say I want to make a payment of 450K. Maybe I want to make a part payment. So maybe I want to key into my discount. So I don't really have the full amount to make the full payment now, but I want to key into the discount and then I'll make the full payment at the end before the beginning of the class. That was a full payment for the first installment if you are trying to register for other programs. But for the Scrum Master, the full payment for the entire discounts because it's just 1 month. All right. So let's say I want to pay maybe 400,000. So I could just insert 400,000. Okay. At the moment, you see it says the limit I can pay through the card is 250K. But in case it may be what you're looking to pay now to key into your discount is less than this amount, you can just use the direct transfer. All right. And like always, you ensure you complete the full payment, the first installment, before we begin the program in July 8th. So I go ahead and then I click on reserve a seat. So by clicking on reserve a seat, I then need to insert my full name, my email address, then my phone number. Then once I get that done, so let's say my full name, so Aisusa. All right, so my email address, aisusa@10analytics.org. And so let's say I'll just type in, some random bits. Okay, so some random bits. And then I go ahead and I click on proceed. Then I would get a all right, so over here now I can now insert my card details if I want to make a transfer, do all of that, and then I click on pay and I pay. And then as soon as I pay, I'm going to get a receipt to be sent to your email address. All right. As soon as you get that receipt, what you want to do is you want to come back to this enrollment center. And then you come over to upload your receipt here. It's very, very important to receive your receipts. So if you paid using the direct transfer, you get a receipt from your bank, or you paid using the online platform, you get a receipt from the online platform on your email. So you click on upload your receipt here, all right? And then as soon as you do that, as soon as you click on upload your receipt here, it will take you to a form where you fill, so you insert your email address, all right? So you insert your email address and then, okay, so just okay. All right, you insert your email address, you click on next, and then your type of payment, how did you make initial payment, was it full payment, all of that. So you fill that in. So let's say full payment, I click on next, and then I get to say but I get to insert my first name, my last name, my email. That's the email I want to register with for the program, and then my gender, and then once I fill all of that, I'm going to get taken to a section. So I'm just going to try to, so we get to see so I'll say Aisusa. Okay. All right, and then my registration email. All right, and then I choose my gender, and then I go ahead, I click on next. And so of course I need to read the terms and conditions, and then I go ahead, select yes, and then I move to next, and I put inside the dates that I've made the payment. I upload my receipt, and the mode of payment I used, was it through the Mainstack website, Mainstack transfer? Did I go through the bank? I select my payment, and then I'm just going to choose something. All right, so I will choose a date. So I'll say today's date. All right, so I want to show you where you can also, so I need to add the file. So I really don't have a file to add in now. All right, but subsequently, what you are going to get when you click on next, you will get, you're going to get a message that would ask, you're going to get another option that says, if you want to, what program did you register for? Was it the Scrum, Data Analytics? And they get to choose. And then if maybe you are unsure of, so I don't know, I just might need clarity as to, I don't know what I want to go for. I like the Scrum Master. I like HR analytics, but I really don't know how to make a choice, and you are indecisive. All right. So you in there, you click speak with a professional, and then you get to book a one-on-one clarity session with us, and then we get to answer all of your questions and try to provide clarity on those things. So that being said, if you are still undecisive about the program you want to go for, that should not be a dampener. That should not stop you from going ahead to register, because you can register and then you can always switch your programs. You can reach it also. We get to speak with you and then get to select a program. And even while you can also still decide to switch. So maybe you are currently in Scrum and you want to go to HR, you can also switch down to 2 weeks into the program. So you have that option 2 weeks into the program. All right. So that's it, everyone. So I'm going to be taking questions. So if we know we have questions, we can just use the raise hand icon, and I'll call on you I will ask you to unmute so you can go ahead and ask your question. Okay, so if you have a question, just use the raise hand icon, while I try to also take questions from the chat box. Okay. So Joseph is asking, can one register for 2 programs? All right. Okay. So Joseph, you can register for 2 programs. All right. Now, when I say you can register for 2 programs, what I actually mean is, if you've gone through, let's say you've gone through HR analytics and you decide, oh, I would also like to learn about cybersecurity. Okay, you can go ahead and register for cybersecurity. All right. But something that we usually that we don't want, every program is you need to be fully immersed for you to be able to get the most out of the program. And we don't want a situation whereby you're jumping between classes. So, oh, today you're in cybersecurity class, and then because you registered for 2 programs simultaneously. All right. So to prevent that, we usually advise that you register for 1 program at a stretch. And then when maybe you're done with that program and then you want to know more about, let's say currently you mentioned you're a project manager. So let's say you want to go for Scrum. All right, so you want to register for Scrum, and then you register for Scrum, you go to the Scrum program, and then you also want to learn more, and you're like, oh, so maybe I should also try out business analysis, and then you want to register for business analysis. That is absolutely allowed. All right, so you can register for a program, go through that, and then register for another program. But we don't advise you registering for 2 programs at the same time. All right, so you can focus on 1 at a time, and that you're able to get the most out of each and every program. Okay. So Ike is asking, what is the difference between a financial analyst and a business analyst? Now, a financial analyst is an individual, it's a person that uses data to take a look at finance, taking a look at financial data, your profit, your losses, your build financial models, your cost, all of those things. All right, that's what a financial analyst does, using analytics in finance. Now, a business analyst is a whole lot different. A business analyst is an individual that takes a look at organization processes. A business analyst is heavy on documentation. A business analyst is heavy on identifying bottlenecks within a company's process flow. A business analyst is heavy on gathering requirements based on specific projects that a company is trying to launch. All right. So business analysis is heavy on documentation, trying to ensure that the business lives where they are at the moment to where they want to be. That's taking a look at the gap analysis. All right. While the financial analyst is using analytics in financial data. All right. So Joseph is asking, what sort of certificate do we get at the end? Is it recognized worldwide? Now, of all of the programs, all right, one thing about the tech industry, for most of the tech skills, actually, is that certificates are really not necessary. For most, not all right? Certificates are really not necessary. That's taking a look at things like the HR analytics, the financial analytics, the data analytics, business analysis. Yeah, there are certificates out there. You have things like the CPAP, for example, for the business analysis. But it's rare for you to go to a job site and then you search up. So you can try this out if you think maybe I'm just spitting favors. All right, so you can try this out at your spare time. Just go to any job site and then search for data analytics, or search for financial analytics, any program of your choice, data engineering, and check if you're going to see anything like requirements. must have a certificate. You won't find anything like that. All right. Now there are some roles though, like the there are some roles though, like the Scrum Master. So for the Scrum Master, the Professional Scrum Master examination, all right, that's a PSM certificate, is requested by some organizations. And that's why the program has been structured in a way that it teaches you how you can actually prepare for the PSM examination. So you can go ahead, that's if you register for the Scrum Master, of course. So you can go ahead and take the exam and you pass in flying colors. That's for the Scrum Master. Now, as regards you getting a certificate at the end of the program from us, yes, you are definitely going to be getting a certificate, all right? And the certificate is widely recognized. Now, but like I said earlier, certificates don't matter in tech, and I mean it. You can quote me anywhere. Certificates don't matter in tech except for a few career paths. All right. So that's to answer your question, Joseph. Okay. Patrick asks, what does data analytics entail? Data analytics is all about data analytics is all about using data to take a look at it's all about using analytical tools to take a look at business data. That's a data analytics is more data analytics, it's like HR analytics and financial analytics, but it's different in the case that data analytics is more general, everything relating to the business, while HR analytics is specific to the employees, and then financial analytics is specific to the finance side of things. All right. So the data analytics is more of a generalist, while an HR analytics, while HR analyst professional is specific on the HR data. All right, taking a look at the company policies, having all of that HR training, which of course is embedded in the program. But a data analytics expert would just for the program you get to learn Excel, Power BI, Tableau, Microsoft Fabric, ChatGPT for analytics as well, SQL, just having a general overview of how you can utilize analytical tools to get data-driven information from the to be able to get data-driven information to be able to make correct decisions and to get insights. All right. NASA is asking, you have spoken well on Scrum Master. How about product manager / product owner? Okay. So the product manager and the product owner, they are, although we don't offer a specific course on product manager and product owner, the Scrum Master can to time as a product manager, and also the business analyst can to time as a product manager or product owner. And these are two programs that we do offer here at Analytics. Now, the product manager to product owner, it's usually it's very, very narrow in the sense that it's nowadays okay, let me put it this way. A product manager can not act as a Scrum Master, but a Scrum Master can act as a project manager. Okay, so so that's it for the product manager. So we don't have a course on product manager. Instead, we went bigger, taking a look at courses that you learn this course, and these are actually more in demand, and that even if it's a product manager role or a product owner role, that you will be able to still apply for that job, get the job, and function effectively. All right. Any other questions? So like I said, if you have a question for me, you can also use the raise hand icon and I will call on you and take your question. Yes, no, sir. So I would ask you to unmute. Please go ahead, no, sir.
All right. Hi, Sosa. Good evening. Hope you're
Hello.
doing great. Yeah,
Yes,
hope you're
I
doing
am.
great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you've spoken very, very well and extensively. And as regards the Scrum Master, product owner, and product manager's response. So I want to know, as a Scrum Master, are you saying without me really having the whole skill of a product owner or a product manager, I can function in the position of a product owner or because I know that, product management is so involving. Even product owner's role is also involving. You understand? That's why for me, I'll rather, if I have my way, I'll rather stick to Scrum. But to widen the scope of me being able to get a job, I also want to, have the skill of a product manager or a product owner. I will say, for example, I am actually doing a course now in Scrum. You understand? I know a bit on Scrum, but just for me to broaden my knowledge on product owner and product management, I decided to go deeply into that course. But I found out that product management and product owner's role is so involving that I'm even getting much more confused. But the essence of doing it is just to, widen my scope, the opportunity of me getting a job in that space. So I now say with the Scrum skills, which I think I can beat my chest to say I confidently know I can work in the space of a product owner or a product manager. Is that what you're saying?
Fantastic, no, sir. And yes and no. What do I mean by yes and no? All right. Yes, the reason I mentioned that earlier was that I mentioned, now you said the product owner is more encompassing, all right, but I would counter that the Scrum Master is more in demand. All right, I would counter that and say nowadays, for companies to even go with product owners, they go with business analysts. All right, because anyways, we'll get into that. All right, now the reason I said that the Scrum Master can do time as a product owner is because in the Scrum Master program, you are going to learn bits and tricks of a product owner. Now, it won't be immersive. It's not like, oh, so you're just going to be able to do everything a product owner can do. And so, to fully say, oh, you are a product owner. No, all right? Or you are a product manager. So the exact word I used was, the product manager. That you are the product manager. No, that's not the case. All right. But you will be able to function adequately when the need arises. Because what we usually have is that in a Scrum team, so you mentioned you have some knowledge of Scrum. Okay. So in a Scrum team, we usually have a Scrum team is very, very much immersive. So we have the Scrum Master, of course, we have the product owner, we have the BAs, we have the developers, we have the testers, of course, we have the technical writer. We have so many organizations that's not the case. It's not usually optimal for organizations. That is, there's usually one or two persons missing. It's either this, maybe this individual is missing or this individual is missing. And most of the time, the person missing is the product owner. And why is that? Because they find out that the business analyst can actually do time as the product owner. All right. So, and of course, the business analyst can also do time as the product owner. So that's the reason why to time as a product owner, because you'll be learning some of the skills of product management, of project management within the Scrum Master program, because the Scrum Master is actually about project management, but it's not just that, it's a whole lot more, if you get what I mean. So that's the reason why I said yes. And then for the no side of things is that, like you mentioned, product owner, but being a product owner or a product manager still has a lot of things involved. And so it's not like, oh, everything the product manager knows that you would know it, but just that you'll be able to stand your ground, and whenever the need arises, you'll be able to fill it. You'll be able to fill in that role. All right. And in terms of demand, all right, in terms of demand, I think the Scrum Master is quite up there. So I hope that answered the question, sir.
Okay, thanks for muting me. Yeah, spot on.
Right.
Spot on. So my second question is this. From your analysis, you talked about financial analysis, HR analysis. So can I do data analysis and work in space of financial analysis and HR analysis, considering the fact that I'm doing Power BI, I'm doing Excel, I'm doing which other one, they have similar course that you're doing? Because I know there are some people that did data analysis course and they ended up applying for, financial analysis, business intelligence analysis, and the rest. So they only did that course of data analysis. So from what you said so far, it's like you have a special, course for data analysis, you have a special course for HR analysis, a special one financial analysis. So I just want to know, probably maybe I'm getting it wrong.
Okay, so the HR analyst, the financial analyst, and the data analyst, yes and no again. Why did I say yes and no? Yes, in the case that the data analyst actually has knowledge of the analytical tools that the HR analyst and the financial analyst utilize. That's talking about Excel, SQL, Power BI. Okay, so the data analyst can do that, but no, why? For you to be an HR analyst, it takes a whole lot more than just understanding analytical tools. You need to also understand HR policies. You need to also understand things like performance evaluation. How do you increase the performance of people within an organization? It's not just about analyzing data. That's why we actually have human resource management. But now, the human resource professionals are now inserting data analytics into their own field. And that is where the data analyst would lack in, because you do not have knowledge about HR metrics. All right. We teach you the data side of things and also the HR side of things. So you're learning the HR metrics, you're learning how to all the HR terms, how to track performance, how to do this, how to do that. And then you learn how you can implement data in all of those things. And same thing for the financial analyst. All right. But for the data analyst, it's more about utilizing tools to analyze general business data. All right. And that's the reason why I said yes and no. Yes, that the data analyst does know these tools, but no, in the sense that the data analyst does not really have knowledge about the specific field and the specific, what each and every one of those guys do.
It's all right,
All right.
sister. Thanks so much. I appreciate your input. Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Thanks for
All right, fantastic. Yeah, of course. Thank you very much, Nosa. Okay, so I would take. All right, great. So I would take. All right, so Maruma, please go ahead and ask your question. Maruma, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Good evening. I say I just occupy a seat for the course, and I'm
Fantastic.
going to do data analysis. Yeah. So I'm new to
Fantastic.
everything, but with all the diagram I'm seeing, I'm just opening my eyes. I was like, "Hey, Maria, what can you manage?" When I'm seeing the things going up and down. Anyway, but we'll try. What my question?
Of course.
I'm working at. So if I happen to pass the exam and do my
All right, so I think Maruma, do you want to give a contribution, right? You just want to tell, or do you have a specific question?
Say like, if I pass do my portfolio, everything I pass, and I got the job, I'm working at the moment.
Can you guys hear me, please? See if you can hear me, because I no longer can hear Maruma. So Maruma, if you're speaking, I can hear you, please.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? What I'm trying to say.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, if I go through the course with you guys, I happen to succeed, and I'm based in London at the moment. Getting 2 jobs, you have to pay 2 tax. So that's where I'm trying to come. So in that case, because I'm working at the moment, so how can I secure this course I'm doing with you people in this terms of job? Then how can I secure my job that I'm doing presently, because I don't want to pay too much tax? So that's my trouble.
Okay. Oh, all right. So if I get you right, so you're saying that you're asking how you can work, get into tech, get a role in tech, you have that, and then you still keep your current role, right?
Yeah.
It's I would say it's very easy, because the tech is actually one of the industries that and that's as a result of working remotely. Okay. So if you work remotely and you will be able to, as long as fair with your current work time. And that's actually one amazing thing about tech and working remotely, is that you can also work so let's say you are in Australia, for example, and you want to work for multiple companies. You could apply for jobs in Canada remotely, all right, where the time zone is, quite large. And then as a result of that, you would have enough time to work on your current role, and then you work on the other role. Although you might have little time to rest, though, but yeah, so it's very possible. So what you can do, and another option is that you can freelance. All right, so freelancing is still a very, very good part. It's a major part of being in the tech world. All right, so for you, what you'll be looking to get are remote roles that you are going to be working fully from home, and all of those 4 career paths we took a look at today. in terms of being able to work remotely, 100%. So you're in the right path. Just that we now need to work with you and streamline your focus towards getting roles that are fully remote.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Oh, all right, great. So thank you very much, Mariba. So Dumomi, all right. So okay, so I want to stop at, okay, I'll just take Dumomi's question, all right, and we call it today. So I think that should be the last one. Dumomi, please, you can go ahead.
Hello, thank you so much for the class. Quite insightful. I did accounting in school, so I'm very familiar with when it comes to P&L, balance sheet, trial balance, or not right. So are you saying that if I'm able to do the financial analytics with you, I can work as a financial analyst, or what does it entail?
All right. So if you go through, absolutely, you can work as a financial analyst. All right. So you mentioned that you already have background in accounting, and that's good. And even if you didn't have background in accounting, that would be good as well. All right. As a result of the way the program has been structured. All right. So we would now help you to see how you can implement tech in accounting and financials, so you can work for the big tech companies. And so in terms of your question, yes, you would be
Okay, thank you.
all right. So
Because in some instances, sometimes they require you to have a designation to work as a financial analyst. I believe maybe it depends on the role and the requirement. The job description will state it whether they need a designation or not. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. All right, great. So thank you very much, Dumomi. So thank you very much, everyone. So I can see Nopsa is asking how you can get in touch with me. So for those that want to get in touch with me, you can send me a mail. That's isusa@tenalytics.org, or you can use isusa@tenalytics.io. Or when you get the slides, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. So my LinkedIn profile is in there. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can just send me a message, and then we get to have a discourse. All right. So that would work as well. So you can send me a mail, or you can just connect with me on LinkedIn, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining in the session. I hope we had a good time. And till then, please do eat a lot. All right. Like, I mean, eat. All right. And don't be like Pule. Cheers, guys.